יש לי פצמות במקום אחר, אתה רוצה, באוטו אני לא יודע.
האמת שפתאום...
I'm inside an Israeli kibbutz, a few kilometers away from the Gaza Strip. This is the kindergarten of the kibbutz. What happened today? A few minutes before 7 a.m., before the kids came to kindergarten, this specific kindergarten was hit with mortars. You can see original pieces of shrapnel that we found here on the ground, and here you can see the impact, a tree, part of the tree that took probably the brunt of the force. And let's have a look at the building itself of the kindergarten. As you can see behind me, the whole front part of the kindergarten was peppered with shrapnel. You can see it's a special structure. It's a reinforced structure exactly for those purposes, in order to defend Israeli kids from mortars fired by terrorist organizations. Let's see from up close what that damage looks like. As you can see, the entrance to the kindergarten, here's a piece of shrapnel and impact. Here's another one. That's a rather big one, probably caused by something this size. And let's have a look at the entrance to the kindergarten itself. This is the entrance, the door. If you listen closely, you can hear the kids inside, and you can see how this kindergarten was hit. One impact there, another one here, another one here. A reinforced door in a reinforced structure. Imagine what could have happened if these lethal pieces of shrapnel would have hit Israeli kids.
קרדיט לקינגים, קבלו עכשיו אונליין, אשקלון. אני בא!
Updates as we were speaking to you just a few moments ago that we could see and hear essentially mortar shells being fired apparently into or directed at northern Israel, and I'm getting some sort of indication from my cameraman here. Right, we can hear sirens in the distance, and yeah, my app is going off. This is happening live, and there you go. Those are interceptions. That's unmistakable. I think you heard that. 2 interceptions, it appears. You can see there's a certain delay in terms of what you hear and what you see. I don't know if you can hear that ringing.
Yeah, shall
that's my phone. That's the app.
We hear it.
A
Tell
warning
us what it's
of
like on the ground.
Rockets being fired.
Shall we hear it? We definitely hear
Correct.
it. What's that like?
Right. We're talking about the interceptions by the Iron Dome missile defense system. The app is still going off. These sirens are still being heard in these communities, which are very close nearby. We have several large Israeli communities in the general vicinity, not far from Ashkelon, not far from Sderot. And this is the 5th round, rather, of mortars being fired towards Israeli territory. This was very high up. The others were a little more towards the sea, perhaps at a lower altitude. But indeed, this is an ongoing situation. And indeed, the sirens are still ongoing. Right now, people are in the shelters. Where we are, there is no shelter. But that is the situation.
All right, Shai, we also, your cameraman, first of all, stay safe, of course. You understand if you need to leave at any point. But we do see some of the military vehicles rushing behind you. Give us a sense if you still feel safe. Where are these interceptions happening? How far away are you? And how big are these mortars, perhaps?
Right. Well, in terms of giving exact locations, that's something I can't do because of security reasons. There are general directives not to specify the exact locations of where, for example, a rocket hits, so as not to help Hamas's targeting or Islamic Jihad's targeting. But generally, when there is an interception by Iron Dome, that means that that rocket was on its way on a correct path towards some sort of Israeli community. It could be large or small, but that's how Iron Dome works. It really will only launch a projectile, an interceptor, to intercept the rocket or the mortar if there is indeed a need in terms of actually preventing impact in a community. There are oftentimes cases where we see projectiles land in open fields, as has also happened today. And in that case, an interceptor will not actually be wasted, in a sense, and that projectile will essentially be allowed to fall in open areas.